You're watching News Channel 9 at 6 with Kim Chapman, Calvin Sneed, and Storm Track 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist David Glenn. This is News Channel 9 at 6 in HD.
Good evening, I'm Calvin Sneed.
And I'm Kim Chapman. Tonight we're learning more about the shooting suspect, Muhammad Abdulaziz.
At one point he worked in Franklin, Tennessee at Superior, Essex. He has worked there for the past 6 months. One employee telling our ABC affiliate in Nashville that he called in sick a few days prior to the tragic shootings in Chattanooga.
That's right. News Channel 9's Lauren St. Germain joins us now live from his house in Hickson. Good evening, Lauren.
Kim and Calvin, I'm standing here on Colonial Way Circle in Hickson. The house right behind me is the house where Muhammad Abdulaziz lived with his family for what neighbors tell me the past 14 years. The woman living next door, she saw him play soccer in his front yard just this weekend, and she is in utter and complete shock. 24 years old, an engineering grad from UTC, former Red Bank High student, and someone who neighbors say doesn't seem like one to ever commit such a heinous crime.
He was just really nice. I mean, he was always friendly. He would always say hello. He was kicking soccer ball out here this weekend.
Other neighbors echoed her sentiment. Keith Clangan asked him to slow down just once while driving in the neighborhood.
After that, every time he goes by the house, he was waving. Very nice guy.
We also spoke with his Red Bank High School wrestling coach on the phone today.
There was nothing about it would lead me to believe he'd do something so horrific. There was no red flags.
Even saying he was a model student with a lot of friends while at Red Bank High School.
In the last conversation I had with Muhammad, he had called me or texted me or sent me something on Facebook saying that he was training for MMA and he was about to have his first fight.
That was at least more than a year ago. This is video from YouTube of one of those mixed martial arts fights. And this photo, a mugshot from a DUI arrest back in April. I asked Karen if she noticed any changes in Abdulaziz when he was home recently.
And he had a beard, which he hadn't had for a while.
Did you notice a change in his personality or anything?
No, I really didn't have any interaction with him.
And the FBI in Knoxville wants anyone with information on Abdulaziz to call them. That number is on your screen, 865-602-7582. Reporting live in Hickson, Lauren St. Germain, News Channel 9.
Lauren, thank you very much. About 3 hours ago, federal, state, and local investigators held a news conference for an update on the shooting investigation.
News Channel 9's John Madewell joins us now live from downtown with more on that. John.
Well, Calvin and Kim, you know, there have been some national reports about possible ISIS connection or inspiration, and the FBI special agent in charge was asked that question directly.
We are not confirming that. What we are saying is that that is a possibility that we will explore just like any other possibility. At this time, we have no indication that he was inspired by or directed by anyone other than himself.
That suspect soon made his intent, his cowardly, homicidal intent clear. Officers of the Chattanooga Police Department did not hesitate. They engaged that person, that gunman, immediately, aggressively.
We do know that he has traveled outside of the United States. We are exploring all travel that he has done, and we have asked our intelligence partners throughout the world to provide us with any information they may have concerning his travel and or activities while overseas.
Now, about 45 minutes ago, a gentleman walked up and identified himself as a Marine who served from 1989 to 1992, was in Baghdad. He had two things to say. The first, Semper Fi. The second, they will not keep me inside. Reporting live from downtown just outside the TVA building, I'm John Madewell for News Channel 9.
Always faithful. Thank you very much, John, for that. And a special tribute at a local restaurant to the 4 fallen Marines. Take a look. The Texas Roadhouse on Chaliford Road set 4 places at a table with the Marine flag to honor those lives lost. The manager of the restaurant is a Marine and wanted to pay his respects to his brothers who were killed yesterday. And we had a chance to ask Doug Flack about his touching tribute.
I didn't do this to get any kind of public exposure. I lost 4 brothers yesterday. and I did that for them.
Truly touching images and touching words showing that the community is coming together in light of such tragedy.
The names of those Marines shot and killed and information about them has been coming into our newsroom throughout the day. The U.S. Marine Corps has identified the men as Gunnery Sergeant Thomas J. Sullivan of Hampden, Massachusetts, Staff Sergeant David A. Wyatt of Burke, North Carolina,
also Sergeant Carson A. Holmquist of Polk, Wisconsin, and Lance Corporal Squire Skip Wells of Cobb County, Georgia.
Reporter Vinton Blandon joins us now live with an update on the victims who paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country.
More than 1,000 people have gathered inside Olivet Baptist Church to honor the Marines killed yesterday. Among those grieving are people who live at the Springs at Chattanooga apartments. Gunnery Sergeant Thomas Sullivan just moved there 3 months ago.
Down into the passenger seat and pull out this black rifle that looked like it was a mile long.
Sally Brewer wishes she was a mile away from the accused shooter. She was close enough to see his eyes.
And I saw him go back and forth like this. He took a cartridge out, reloaded, and did the same thing.
Breyer didn't know, but 4 Marines would soon die. One of the fallen is Gunnery Sergeant Thomas Sullivan.
It was very heart-wrenching this morning to hear that he was one of the people that was killed on yesterday.
Tara Daniels is the property manager at Springs at Chattanooga. She rented an apartment to Gunny Sullivan.
Very attentive, and he was very polite. He always came in on time. He was excited. He said, I have my rent check.
The Marine completed deployments overseas. He moved to Chattanooga 3 months ago. Gregory Samuels retired from the Army not long ago. He's a soldier, but also hurts.
You have to be in the service to understand. You have to understand that we different teams with one fight, different services, different branches. Even though I'm Army, this doesn't make any sense.
Sullivan's friends at the Springs don't understand either, but offer support to the Marines' family. Happening right now inside Olivet Baptist Church is a vigil. It's a community-wide vigil where thousands of people have gathered. There have been songs just a few seconds ago. The choir sang God Bless America. Right now, people from several denominations are here gathering to read scriptures and read songs. And this is happening, and this is going to be going on for a couple of hours, so everyone in the Chattanooga area is invited to come down to the event. Reporting live in Chattanooga, Vincent Blandon, NewsChannel 9.
Okay, thanks, Benton. Our team coverage continues on Lee Highway now. That's where the suspect opened fire at a military office, injuring 3 people. Josh Rowe joins us now live with more. Josh.
Calvin, as we've told you, this memorial behind me continues to grow. It has been inspiring to not only see the people come and place things behind me, flowers, flags, but it's also been inspiring to talk to these people. One story we've told you several times. I want to tell this story again. Someone came up earlier, a veteran, pulled up in his car, handed a police officer his Purple Heart and said, I want to give you this to put on the memorial. Don't want to give you my name, don't tell you who I am. I just want to give you this to put on there. That's what it means to him. A lot of other great stories out here as well. We saw one woman just come out here and just sat there for about half an hour and just looked at the memorial. She prayed, a quiet prayer to herself, and that's all she did. Got in her car and then left. Another great story. I talked to 3 high schoolers just right over here. They placed an American flag down there, and I said, "What made you want to come out here?" And they said, "Because we're Americans." Talked to another man, a man named Robert Stringfield. He told me 12 years ago, he walked through those doors in that recruiting center and joined the Marine Corps. He was already signed up and committed to join the Air Force. When the Marine Corps recruiter's office, they were in there playing Xbox, and they said, hey, we're a rare breed. He said, that's the branch I want to join, and he enlisted behind those doors, right behind me. He left a sign today, said, to my fallen comrades, you will never be forgotten. A lot of people coming by here just to say thank you tonight. Right now we go back there to the studio to Calvin and Kim.
Okay, Josh, thank you. Businesses and offices across the area honored the fallen Marines today by flying their flags at half-staff.
Now, Governor Bill Haslam ordered the flags over the state capitol, and all state office buildings should be flown at half-mast half-staff in honor of the 4 Marines killed yesterday in Chattanooga. It shows the outpouring love and respect from all across the state for those Marines who lost their lives and the first responders who risked their lives to make sure no one else became a victim.
As you would expect, this is Chattanooga. The community is coming together to honor the lives lost yesterday.
News Channel 9's Brittany Nicholson is downtown at a prayer vigil being held right now. Brittany, what can you tell us?
Hey, Kim Calvin, as you guys were just talking about, Governor Haslam's attention is on Chattanooga, and he's here right now showing his support alongside Mayor Andy Burke, military personnel, Chattanooga Fire Department, Chattanooga Police Department, you name it, they're here, among with thousands of other members. Some are from out of state, have just felt like they need to be here to show support for others. Now, right now, throughout the time they've been praying and singing songs, just kind of remembering those 4 Marines. And there was actually an officer who gave a very heartfelt prayer a few minutes ago who just was overwhelmed by all the people here, the tears, the sadness. And now there's a sermon going on. People are just very, very emotional right now. But that's pretty much what's going on here for right now. We'll check back in with you guys here in just a little bit. Kim Calvin, back to you.
All right, Brittany, thank you very much. Well, tonight, the Chattanooga police officer who was shot in the ankle in yesterday's rampage is still recovering at Erlanger Medical Center. We have reached out to him for comment, and hopefully he will respond. We can let you know his thoughts. If not, we will certainly pass it along to you when he does. Well, Catherine, we need to thank you for that. We're going to go to Catherine Marchand, but she is not there. But now a tremendous outpouring of sympathy from local residents who want to do something for the victims of this tragedy and their families.
Several funds have been started to help the ones directly affected, but the Better Business Bureau says before you give your money, know where it's going.
You're wanting some objective here. Who is it going to help? How is it going to help? And then you want to make sure that that organization has the ability to execute and deliver on what they're saying.
To find out how to give wisely, call the Better Business Bureau. The phone number is there on your screen, 423-266-0396.
And stay with us. Oh, no, we do have Catherine Marchand. Is that correct? Catherine, are you there? Can you hear us? Catherine Marchand.
Come by. Kim, throughout the day we've seen people come by and drop off flags and flowers to honor the Marines and officers involved in yesterday's shooting. One of those being Officer Dennis Pettigo, who's been with the Chattanooga Police Department for 16 years. Police Chief Fred Fletcher said he's spoken directly to Pettigo and his family, and they're doing very well. At a press conference this afternoon, he described how other officers jumped into action when Pettigo was shot.
As he went down, his teammates who were responding equally as aggressively came to his aid. They put their hands on him, dragged him from under the gunfire, and bravely returned fire to ensure that he was safe and the gunman remained engaged.
Fletcher also said Pettigo and the other officers involved have the support of the Chattanooga Police Department, the city, the community, and the entire country. Reporting live from Amnicola Highway, Catherine Marchand, News Channel 9.
Okay, thanks, Catherine. Stay with us, folks.
That's right. More on how the community is reacting to yesterday's tragedy. Welcome back. In times of sheer terror, there are glimpses of hope.
The memorial in front of Lee Highway continues to grow as we've watched it for the past few hours in honor of the ones who lost their lives. That's where News Channel 9's Alyssa Sperato joins us now live. Alyssa.
That's right, Calvin and Kim, since I was here at about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the memorial has grown easily tenfold. I'm just going to step out of the shot here to give you a little bit about what we're seeing. Just a lot of people just standing here in solidarity, a lot of people just not saying anything. As you can see, this mother and son right here, he's walking around looking. But I wanted to share something. I had a chance to walk around the memorial just about 5 minutes ago just to get an update on what everybody was writing. You see posters, American flags, photos. There was one that I feel like that was really important. It said, "Our military is set to protect and serve. It is at times like these that our country must stand behind the military to support and love them more than ever." a saying that a lot of people that I spoke with today say is the reason why they brought their children here, some as young as 3 and 4 years old. We had a chance to speak with them today about why visiting this memorial and paying respects is so important. What has been the most powerful thing that you've seen here today at this memorial?
A little young girl standing over, well, there she is right there, standing over here crying. That really touched me.
I think it's good that Chattanooga's come together to show their support for the fallen soldiers, and I just hope that this brings the community together and everybody together and stops the hate.
What does this memorial say to you today, just how much it's grown?
I'm surprised, honestly, that we've all came to do this. You know, I wish it wouldn't have took however many lives, 4 lives being killed for it to happen, but I'm glad we've all came together.
And just by the minute, the memorial continues to grow. Just about 5 minutes ago, it was very emotional. There was a father here with his 3 kids. They stood in front of the memorial, just did not say a word, just for about 2 minutes. Then they embraced each other and said a silent prayer, folks. And it's just times like these that you just really show Chattanooga coming together to support the armed forces. Of course, we will be here and we will continue to follow this developing story as this memorial continues to grow. Kim and Calvin, back to you.
All right, Alyssa, thank you very much. As she said, the community of Chattanooga is still rallying together to show their support for the 4 Marines who paid the ultimate price.
News Channel 9's Brittany Nicholson joins us now live from downtown with more. Brittany.
Hey, Kim, Calvin. Right now, Mayor Andy Burke is speaking to everyone here. I'm just going to leave it on him for a second and let you guys hear what he has to say.
They know no fear and no equal. President Reagan once said, some people spend an entire lifetime wondering if they made a difference in this world. But the Marines don't have that problem. This certainly applies to the 4 young men who lost their lives while serving their country. Sergeant Holmquist, Lance Corporal Wells, Staff Sergeant White, Sergeant Zoll. They were extraordinary people who volunteered to fight for our freedom. And their senseless murder leaves behind 4 families to whom every single one of us owes a debt of gratitude. We must pay that debt in full.
All right, now there you have it. Mayor Andy Burke is talking about the 4 Marines who lost their lives yesterday and how Chattanooga has remained strong. Kim, Calvin, I'm going to throw it back over to you.
All right, Brittany, thank you so much. Weather with David Glenn is next.
We'll have more on how the community is coming together to remember the lives lost. Stay with us.
Well, this Friday has been hot. It's been muggy. There have been a few isolated showers in spots, so on about a half hour toward Pikeville. But other than that, the radar view relatively quiet. Over the next several days, though, we will see the return of those pop-up late-day thunderstorms in the heating of the day. So keep that in mind for your weekend plans, both Saturday and Sunday. The chance to grow a little higher as you go into next week. Also rising, getting higher, the heat index. Right now, we're hovering just below 100, but look at these levels back to the west. All of this moves our way Saturday and Sunday. So try to limit your time outside tomorrow. Stay hydrated. Try to stay inside. Check your pets. Be sure they have plenty of water, cool place to stay. This heat's really going to build over the next several days. And as I mentioned, along with heat safety, you got to remember some lightning safety, because even though right now the thunderstorm chance is remote, the chance is going to go up a little bit the next several days as more humidity comes back in from the south and west. And our future track shows that. We go through the overnight hours relatively quiet. Partly sunny to begin the day tomorrow. All areas locally run an equal chance for an isolated, what we call pop-up hit and miss thunderstorm during the heating of the day. Other areas just staying partly sunny. Same thing again on Sunday, where this forecast basically recycles itself through Sunday and again on Monday, just isolated But starting Monday and as we go into next week, those chances for afternoon storms gets a little bit higher and temperatures come down just a few degrees. But tonight, a fair sky, 73, just an isolated shower early. We go through tomorrow, temperatures around 95. I mentioned those heat index values going above 100. And again, a small chance for a late day storm to be aware of during the afternoon and evening hours. Each day runs that slight chance. Through Thursday, highs are going to remain in the mid-90s, those heat index values above 100. But starting Tuesday and Wednesday, the chance or coverage of afternoon storms gets just a little bit higher. Kim, Calvin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Still to come, the UTC family comes together to pay their respects.
Hear how the community is finding a special way to honor those lives lost. Welcome back. Dozens of people gathered at UTC this morning for a moment of silence and the singing of our national anthem.
It's very touching, and we leave you now with this tribute to those who lost their lives and the pictures we will remember for the rest of our lives.
It broke my heart yesterday, and today we wanted to let everybody know how we feel about our country and too how we feel about Marines.
This is your community. This is where we live. And something happened here that should never happen. That's why we joined the military, for this never to happen.
They're going to go in heaven, so that's why we had to put flags up.